which was speech number 2 on the Confident Communicator, and his speech title was "Is Life Truly Fair?" Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that Eo's been up here a number of times before prior to doing this speech, so he was well experienced in giving a speech in front of the audience. This came through immediately. So I'm going to be focus on a few other different things in the terms of the content of the speech and in terms of improvement. First of all, I'd like to say, great opening, good voice, opens with a question, good structures, strong conclusion, beginning, middle and end of the speech. And that was all very good vocal projection, in good intonation and everything like that. Excellent points. So where can we look for some improvements to make? I would actually say I'm not a fan myself of PowerPoints and slides. I'm a bit more of a traditionalist, especially in a Toastmaster sort of setting, where I think the emphasis on you should be to try and, using traditional skills, convey the story to your audience. But having said that, we live in a much more modern world where every second day you're confronted with PowerPoint presentation, be it in your college lectures, be it on television or a number of other places. So how do you use that to your advantage, or how do you make sure that doesn't detract from what you're trying to do? And a few points I just wanted to make on that is that immediately when the slide comes up, you will get people that will, they'll either focus on you or the slide. And sometimes when they focus on the slide, it depends on what's on it. And a few things can often be slightly distracting. These are just a couple of small points. A white background can often be quite distracting on a slide. It makes it quite difficult to read. And also within that, the text. The text is not big. What happens is that when you actually try and focus on the slide, you start to read it if the text is quite small, and you spend your time trying to make that out. And the text was slightly small on that, and I think that kind of distracts slightly from it. The messages in the slides were quite good, but you need to just project that big size. White background can be quite difficult to read on a screen as well, a big screen like that. Also, in fact, the interesting thing is that when you actually used the examples in your speech, you didn't need the slides at all. The examples were great, and the speech flowed out of it. So just thinking about it, that if you got rid of the slides, that in fact the speech had its own structure and flow. So in terms of planning just for the future and for everybody, if you are bringing slides into it, just try and make sure that they complement your speech rather than being the focus of it or detracting. So big letters, nice colours on it if you're using, and just use it to guide it rather than having as you said, the lines in the exam and then people trying to read it. Because in fact, using your own voice and your examples, the speech was really good without it. So those are the few things. Thank you.